Hey, everybody, VP here, and doing a little something different, kind of in the vein of my Salty Tales from Valheim podcast, I guess it would be, rather than a video. Um, I recently tried a little thing called AI Dungeon. It's something you can find, just search for AI Dungeon. You can start and play yourself, but it's a neat little thing that lets you write an adventure, or actually play in an adventure with an AI partner, storyteller. But it's kind of cool, so I thought I'd just jump in here and do a little recording of my first adventure in this AI generated adventure that we played. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna jump in here. The gameplay you're going to see is from probably Raid Shadow Legends, or I don't know, maybe I'll find some cool fantasy art that I can use to just kind of flash out. But you could probably just listen to this as a podcast version, even though it is on my YouTube page as a video, most likely. So without any further ado, here goes a little tale I call, I don't know. I haven't come up with a title yet. Maybe we can come up with a title after we've heard the story. But it's about a dragon. I'll give you that little tidbit. So here we go. You are Bakhmus, a knight living in the kingdom of Larion. You have a steel longsword and a wooden shield. You are on a quest to defeat the evil dragon of Larion. You've heard he lives up at the north of the kingdom. You set on the path to defeat him, and walk into a dark forest. As you enter the forest, you see something shimmering in the light. What is it? I ask. My eyes are more sensitive than an owl's. I see the sparkling of gems in this forest. I investigate the gems. A white marble column lies on the ground. It is shaped like an arrow with a point at one end. Strange white stones line the base of the arrow. I check out the stones. What do the stones do, you ask? They are part of an ancient and evil magic. The mages of old used to shoot lightning with those stones. They were fashioned into bullets and hurled at enemies. I try to kick over the stones. You try to kick over the stones, but you only manage to make loud noise. Hey! These are royal property! A voice shouts, and a crossbow bolt flies true. I say, I am a royal, a knight to be exact. I see, the voice says. Are you here to slay the dragon? Well, there's two ways to do that, the hard way or the easy way. What is the hard way? I say, you tell me what the hard way is. I'd prefer the easy way, though. Oh, you're in luck. The easy way is very simple. All you have to do is throw yourself on the ground and crawl on hands and knees for 40 miles. That sounds a bit silly. I'm sorry. I mean, how many knights are there in this kingdom anyway? Well, there are 12 others in the kingdom, including myself. Hey, I'm one too! Are you schizophrenic, man? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I'm not. That's just fantastic. Can you tell the difference between a pork chop and a UFO? Maybe. I walk away from this voice. The voice calls after you. Oh, come on! Don't you want to hear how it ends? You decide you don't care. You've heard it all before. You walk away from the voice. You continue to walk deeper into the forest. You walk into the forest in search of the dragon. You walk for a long time and you find nothing. After a while, you begin to notice something peculiar. The trees seem to be taller than they should be. Interesting. I keep walking. A few minutes later, you notice the soil on the ground is different. There is a substance in the ground that is a bit wetter than normal. What is this, you ask? I pick up a twig and toss it on the soil. The soil begins to light up like lava, and you manage to fling the twig onto a tree. Oh no, you say. The soil begins to move like liquid. I walk away from it. I hope that doesn't hurt someone. The soil stops moving. It becomes hard like stone. I'm Bakmos. You may call me V. How did you do that? Startled, I look around to see if I can identify the source of the voice. There is nothing in the immediate area, but the voice came from somewhere within sight. Are you trying to trick me, you ask? I say, show yourself! V appears before you. He is a young man wearing a hooded robe and mask. What are you doing? I'm not doing anything, you say. I can hear your thoughts. I say, can you now? Yes, I can. What are they? V does not answer. He begins to make a strange clicking noise with his mouth. The clicking gets louder and louder until it becomes a rumbling noise. I pull out my shield and raise it defensively. Your shield bounces off of V's robe. Don't do that, V says. Why not, you ask? Just don't, it's rude. What is this all about? I say, terribly sorry, I didn't realize I was that close to you. After a moment, I ask, why was there rumbling coming out of your mouth? A dragon is a rumble magnet. It's how they communicate. Don't be alarmed, I'm not here to destroy you. In fact, you'll be helping me. Help you do what? I draw my sword and step back. Help me kill the dragon. I say, I thought you were the dragon. I am. I just took out a new form to talk to you. Besides, dragons don't like the taste of steel. You're a different matter, though. I can smell the power in you. If you're the dragon, why do you want to kill the dragon? It's not just me. The dragon has been causing trouble recently. It's been rampaging through the kingdom. All the princesses are safe, but the royal treasury has been plundered. Okay, but you're the dragon. The dragon is you. Have you been causing trouble recently? Have you been rampaging through the kingdom? I told you it's complicated, but yes, I have been causing trouble. The king and I don't see eye to eye on some matters. I think he's been too lenient with the dragon. He's been too lenient with you, you mean? Yes, he's allowed it to live as long as it has, and it's grown so large. It should have been killed long ago. The king is a good man, but his ways are old-fashioned. ... But I see what you're getting at. Why is the dragon doing this? What makes it so evil? I blink and ask, I don't know. Why are you doing this? What makes you so evil? I told you I'm not. But you said, I said I'm not, V screams. Okay, easy does it, Puff. I didn't mean to get your scales in a bundle. I know, V says. It's just that when I was taken, the dragon and I were the same. You were taken? Who took you? Let's just say it's a long story, but you said it's complicated. So, what do you think we should do, V? You're asking me? I'm the dragon. You're the knight. You're supposed to be the one with the sword. But you said it was a long story. I came into the forest to slay the dragon. But you were telling me that you are the dragon. And yes, I know it's complicated, but you do not seem to be all that bad to me. V laughs. You trust me? I don't trust anyone. That's the reason I'm a knight. That's why I'm here. But you know what? I trust you as long as you don't turn on me. Glad to hear it. Now, are you going to help me or not? What would you like me to help you with? I would really like you to grab my sword. It's just over there to the right of you. You walk over to the sword. It's a plain old wooden sword. I pick up the sword, study it carefully, and then hand it to V. Here, you take the sword. What exactly would you have me do with it? Just grip it like so. I grip the sword like V tells me. Now, in the next few minutes, I'm going to ask you to chop through the rope binding my feet. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you had a rope binding your feet. It's okay. Are you ready? I'm as ready as I'm going to be. Are you ready? I am. You put the sword over your shoulder, and with one solid blow cleave the rope that binds V's feet. I give the sword back to V. Here. V catches the sword easily with his teeth. Nice catch. Thank you. All right, then, follow me. V follows you out of the forest. You exit the forest, and it's not long before you see the great wall that surrounds the castle. V stops at the gate. It's okay, V. I believe you have been cursed to think you are the dragon when you are actually a young boy. What? V says, confused. I believe you are a young boy that has been cursed to think he is a dragon and that the real dragon is inside this castle. But that's ridiculous. Stranger things have happened. V nods and listens intently. What? No, that can't be! I'm the beast! The dragon is me! V screams. I let out a friendly laugh. Look at the entrance. You look around the door for an entrance. There appears to be a slot where the door meets the wall. The slot looks big enough for a person to crawl through. The wall where the door meets is also quite cold. I crawl through the slot. You crawl through the slot and find yourself in a dark tunnel. V, do you have a torch on hand? Yes. V lights a torch. The light fills the tunnel and a small critter retreats into the shadow with a squeak. I move forward. You follow the torch around the walls. The tunnel turns around many times and it gets narrower and narrower until it's the size of a man. After a long time, you come to another small door. I open the door. The door leads to a large cavern. In the center of the cavern is a dais, upon which sits a throne. On either side of the throne are two golden statues that appear to depict the dragon. There, you see, V, those statues do not depict you. Yes, they do. They always have. I walk up to the statues. You walk up to the statues. They appear the same except for one detail. One statue has a sword embedded in its chest. The other, however, has a spike hammered into its chest. I grab V by his neck and push his face into the statue with a sword. V screams out in pain. There is a bright flash of arcane energy and a slight fizzle as a purple haze floats into the sky above the statue. V opens his eyes. The curse has been lifted. He now realizes he is indeed a young boy. V blinks his eyes and says, "What am I doing here?" You have accompanied me on a quest to slay a dragon, which is most certainly not you. Yes, it is. Now I have a task for you. Go to the village and get a barrel of salt. Bring it here. We will use it to climb up and get into the dragon's den. I slap my forehead, frustrated. Just kidding. Good. Now, where do you suppose the dragon's den can be found in here? I don't know. I never find out. That's why I'm sending you. Find the salt cave and bring me the salt. Why is the salt so important? Because the dragon's skin is composed of the same texture as a slug's. So, if we get salt from a salt cave, we can pour the salt on the dragon when we find it, and it will kill it. Exactly! But I don't want to go there by myself. It's dangerous. Alright, follow me. You lead V to the salt cave, mysteriously knowing your way without even remembering going there. The cave looks like it's a natural cave. The rock formations appear to be stacked like dominoes. You walk through the cave. How much salt do you think we will need? I have no idea. You walk in the cave for a long time, and it seems that you are heading straight towards the sun. At the end of the cave, you see a crack in the rock. I'll use my sword to chisel out some salt crystals the size of my forearm from the crack in the rock. You slip the salt crystal into your pack and begin to exit the cave. Alright, V. Let's go slay this dragon that is not you. Yes! You exit the cave. The sun is directly above you. You squint your eyes and shield them from its bright rays. You and V hastily make your way back to the castle. When you get to the castle, you make your way back inside and begin searching for the dragon's den. You search for a long time and can't seem to find it. V begins to get impatient. Where is it? That is a very good question. Wait, I remember! The dragon's den is located in the very bowels of this castle! Oh. The very bowels of this castle are a large area. It is mainly an unused part of the castle. Alright, I make my way to the very bowels of the castle. You make your way to the very bowels of the castle. You find a broken staircase. I carefully examine the broken staircase. You examine the staircase. It looks ancient, but nevertheless you decide to investigate it. You put your foot on the first stair. It wobbles, but holds. You put your foot on the second stair. It wobbles more, but holds. You put your foot on the third stair. It wobbles and it creaks. You take a deep breath and hold it. It holds. You put your foot on the fourth stair. I continue down the staircase cautiously. The staircase descends deep into the earth. When you reach the bottom, you see a large iron gate. Well, this must be the entrance, V. Indeed it is. You walk up to the gate. A deep, guttural voice fills the chamber on the other side of the iron gate. Many have hunted me. Few have survived. What makes you think you can challenge the likes of me? I look back up the stairs. No, I say, I am Sir Bachmus, 4th Knight of Therion. I have come to see you put down for the slaughter of innocent lives and scorching of lands. The dragon laughs. And I am the dragon. Do you still think you can kill me? I do, and I will. The dragon lets out a rumbling growl. Then come and face me, coward! I draw my sword and shield and kick down the gate and enter the dragon's lair. You draw the sword and shield and begin to march forward. You do not fear the dragon or this place. You fear nothing. The dragon says, So, you've come to face me, have you? You look up from where you have been staring. The dragon's face is now blurred as if seen through water. I say, a nice trick. Thank you. I learned it in the woods. The dragon lets out a roar before inhaling deeply. And now, at long last, I get to show my true colors. The dragon bursts into flame and launches itself at you. You shield your face from the intense heat as you duck and roll. I pull out the salt crystals from my pocket and brace for its first attack. You smack the dragon on the back of the head with the flat of your blade. The crystal flies from your hand and it hits the dragon in the eye. The dragon shrieks in pain and the scales around its eyes begin to dissolve away, bubbling like acid. The eye begins to dissolve and falls from its socket. The dragon falls down on its side, writhing and roaring in pain. Blood begins running from the corners of its mouth and its claws begin to dissolve. Terrorize this land no more! You stab the dragon in the belly. It lets out a blood-curdling scream. The dragon's scales melt away as the salt crystal continues to affect it. After a moment, there is nothing left of the dragon, except for a single, brilliant scale glimmering in the light of the torch that V is carrying. And that, V, is how you slay a dragon and save a kingdom. V nods in approval and lets out a sigh of relief. It was a success, wasn't it? He asks. Yes, it was. I walk over and pick up the brilliant scale. You pick up the brilliant, glimmering scale that was left after the salt had done its work. You wonder how anyone could have guessed that the salt crystals you retrieved from the salt cave would be capable of doing that. I say, I don't know how you knew that, V, but I'm very glad you did. Thank you. What was your name? Bachmus, I say. You saved the kingdom, Bachmus. I am V the Winged Guardian. I say, well, if you're V the Winged Guardian, you should probably take this brilliant scale. V nods in agreement and pockets the scale. Now I think it's time we left. Good idea, V. We have to return to the king and queen. Yes, we do. And so, as you exit the dragon's lair, you return to the castle and are received with the ceremony that you will never forget. The end. Okay, guys, there you go. That was my first playthrough of Adventure or AI Dungeon. Next time I do this, I might have to just do it on stream and just record myself actually playing the game. One thing that was kind of cool with it that I found out later, and you maybe can tell from the actual story itself, is that the website, the creators actually encourage you to edit responses of the AI to make them have more sense. Because I guess the AI learns from this. And it's kind of cool, maybe a little scary even, that once I started doing that, as I started editing the request, and you probably could tell some of the stuff I edited towards the end, then once I started editing that, like the responses became a lot more clean and it became a lot smoother, and made for a really really cool overall story. But it's just so funny in the beginning that V is just insistent that he is the dragon. I don't know how that. Maybe that was. I don't think it was hard coded into the AI itself. I mean, we can never know. Only the creators know. But somehow it got in its mind that this V character was the dragon, and I was trying to convince it that it couldn't be the dragon because we're going to kill the dragon, and it wanted to kill the dragon, so it didn't make any sense. Unless, of course, there were two dragons, which I guess is a direction we could have taken the story. But it's kind of cool, guys. You got 3 actions that you can do while you play through it. You can obviously say, and if you ask questions, the AI will actually answer you. Even like I was doing in that, okay, there's something there, like something on the wall. What's in the wall? And it'll actually generate a little response to show you what's in the wall. So that was really cool. And then there's the do action. Of course, that's when you raise a sword or do any type of action. You switch to the do mode, and it basically makes you do whatever you say, which is really cool. And then the other mode is story mode, and I guess you're supposed to use that. And I started using it towards the end to kind of drive the story in whatever direction you wanted it to go. So usually when I got caught in loops or something, I would go into the story and edit it. Like I actually went into the story at that one point where I was telling V, no, you're not a dragon. You've been cursed to be a dragon. So that was something I edited into the story. So, but even then, it still seemed like it came back a little bit there. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this little trip down AI Dungeon. And if you like this format, let me know. I can do some more things like this. I think the next time I do this, though, I would probably want to just type it out and record it that way, so you can actually see it happening live. I don't know how well my voice portrayals gave you the idea of what the AI was prompting and saying, and what I, of course, was saying. I tried to differentiate them as much as I could. There's some points in the story where the AI kicks in like it says a response, and then it responds for you to its response. And later in the story, when I started editing, I started deleting out those points where it's responding for you, unless of course whatever the response was made sense. So so that was just another interesting thing as well. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed AI Dungeon. If you did, be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to see more of it, of course, and if you've tried it yourself, and if so, what were your results? What was your story? There's different worlds and scenarios and stuff too, so we might have to look into those. This was kind of like the basic scenario, just the starting one. So I'm not sure all the functionality of the website was available to me in this little beginner story. But man, it sure is pretty neat. It's a pretty neat little thing to do, and I'm definitely going to be playing with it a little bit more. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. This is VP. I am signing off. I'll see you later, and hey, keep on gaming.